Did you know that up to 70% of foreign direct investment investors are currently willing to pay a premium on rental fees of between 7% and 10% just to operate in green and circular manufacturing spaces? This figure confirms a reality. The era of traditional industrial parks, which solely provide land banks and basic infrastructure, is officially coming to an end. Instead, the market is shifting drastically toward a superior model: industrial park ecosystems with integrated ancillary supply chains, where the challenge of optimizing the closed-loop production chain is thoroughly resolved. First, the core of this model is the ability to entirely eliminate logistics friction. Previously, enterprises often operated in a fragmented manner, requiring raw materials to be transported over hundreds of kilometers, leading to disruption risks and massive financial burdens for buffer inventory storage. However, within a closed-loop ecosystem, every link, from Tier 1 to Tier 2 suppliers, is clustered adjacent to the leading corporation's factory. The movement of components to the final assembly line is now measured in minutes via internal electric vehicles. Consequently, intermediate packaging costs, long-haul freight charges, and warehousing expenses are reduced to almost zero. Most notably, quality management standards are instantly synchronized right on the production line, minimizing the risk of defective products. Second, this closed-loop system is not confined merely to physical proximity, but advances toward the industrial symbiosis model. Here, the waste or byproducts of one factory become the input materials for another. Real-world examples unfolding are highly impressive. Deep-sea industrial zones have achieved partial grid autonomy thanks to a 2.3 megawatt wind turbine system and advanced nano wastewater treatment technology. Similarly, at Kien Industrial Park, steel slag and plastic waste are recycled on-site, alongside a treatment system that enables the reuse of up to 25% of the internal wastewater volume. This circularity is a mandatory prerequisite for manufacturers to reduce their carbon footprint and overcome international export barriers, such as ESG standards or the CBAM carbon tax. Third, this model acts as a tremendous driving force for the domestic supply chain. Currently, among nearly 7,000 Vietnamese ancillary enterprises, only about 300 entities are qualified to participate in the networks of multinational corporations. Core capabilities, especially quality certifications and technology, remain a critical barrier. Nevertheless, by participating in ecosystems like Samsung's, Vietnamese enterprises will receive direct technology transfers, generating an outstanding spillover effect on productivity. Furthermore, the government's Decree 205 of 2025 has just opened a golden opportunity. The state will sponsor up to 50% of R&D expenses and 70% of human resource training costs. This serves as the financial launchpad, empowering Vietnamese vendors to confidently integrate into these closed-loop ecosystems. Overall, developing industrial parks with integrated supply chains is not a makeshift solution, but a strategic move for the Vietnamese economy to advance further in the global value chain. According to experts' assessments, during the period from 2026 to 2030, market polarization will be extremely fierce. Developers who fail to build a network of secondary vendors and neglect green standards will face the risk of elimination. Conversely, closed-loop industrial ecosystems will continually appreciate in asset value, acting as a growth engine and helping to establish Vietnam's solid position on the global trade map in the new era.